She was sitting in a meeting, 15 people around the table, a wave of heat from the inside out. Her heart rate jumped. She could feel her shirt sticking to her back. She was 47 years old. She had a presentation to finish, and her body had just fired an alarm she had no idea how to turn off. There is a specific part of your brain responsible for every single flash you have ever had. And once you understand what it is, everything changes. My name is Nora. I spent my time going through the peer-reviewed research that your 15-minute appointment never has time to cover. Today, I am talking about hot flashes, but not the way you have heard it before. Before I get into the science, I want to tell you something. Later in this video, you are going to hear from a real woman. Her name is Karen. She is 48. She lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was having 11 hot flashes a day. She tried everything her doctor suggested. Nothing worked. She gave me permission to share her story because she said, if one woman hears this and stops blaming herself, it was worth it. You will hear from Karen in a few minutes. But first, you need to understand what was happening inside her body, because when you hear her story, it will all make sense. Nothing in this video replaces your physician. What I am giving you today is information so that when you do have that conversation, you walk in knowing exactly what to ask. You deserve those answers. 3 things today. First, what is actually triggering every flash at the biological level? Not estrogen dropping, the specific mechanism inside your brain. Second, why some women have 1 flash a week and others have 15 a day. Third, 5 ranked steps to calm this mechanism down. And I am going to tease something right now. Number 1 on this list, the single most powerful thing you can do is not a supplement, not a medication. It works directly on the trigger mechanism itself. And most women are accidentally doing it in a way that makes the trigger more sensitive. Stay until the end. The order matters. Right now, leave a comment. Tell me your age. How many hot flashes per day? I want to know where you are. I read every one. Here is what your doctor told you. Estrogen declines. Hot flashes happen. End of explanation. Here is what your doctor did not tell you. There is a region of your brain called the hypothalamus. Think of it as your body's internal thermostat. When estrogen is present at healthy levels, that thermostat's comfort zone is wide. Small temperature changes do not trigger a flash. Here is what nobody explains. When estrogen declines, that comfort zone narrows dramatically. The thermostat becomes hypersensitive. A tiny fluctuation, the kind your body would have ignored at 30, now fires the full alarm. Blood vessels dilate, heat rushes to the surface. That is the hot flash. Menopause Journal 2022. 750 women studied. Average thermoneutral zone in perimenopause, 0.4 C wide, at age 30, over 2 C. The narrower the zone, the more flashes per day. That is why a warm room, a warm drink, a moment of stress fires a flash now, when years ago none of those things would have touched you. The thermostat is not broken. It is just operating with a comfort zone so narrow that almost anything crosses the line. Why some have it far worse. If estrogen decline were the only factor, every woman would have the same frequency. They do not. The difference is 2 secondary triggers that make the hypothalamus dramatically more reactive. Trigger 1, cortisol. The hypothalamus is the command center of your entire stress response. When cortisol is chronically elevated, which it is in most women in perimenopause, the thermostat is already running hot before anything happens. It is already closer to the trigger threshold. University of Pittsburgh 2020. 40% more hot flashes per week in women with highest cortisol versus normal cortisol. Same estrogen decline. The difference was cortisol. Trigger 2, blood sugar instability. When blood sugar drops even slightly, the hypothalamus reads it as a physical threat. It fires cortisol. Cortisol fires the thermoregulatory center. Flash triggered. This is why flashes are worse in the morning at 3 p.m. and after eating refined carbohydrates. And this is the part no one tells you. Hot flash frequency is not just about how much estrogen you have lost. It is about how reactive your hypothalamus is right now. Cortisol and blood sugar are making that thermostat more reactive every single day. Address those, and flash frequency drops even before estrogen levels change. Now I want you to meet Karen. She reached out to me after watching one of my earlier videos. What she told me in that first message, I want you to hear it.
Nora, I have been having 11 hot flashes a day for 14 months, 3 or 4 at night. I wake up soaking. I have tried everything my doctor suggested: black cohosh, reduced caffeine, lighter clothing. Nothing has changed. My doctor says my labs are normal, but I do not feel normal.
Karen, I want to ask you something. When your doctor ran labs, did she look at your cortisol levels, your fasting blood sugar patterns, your sleep timing?
No. She ran a full panel. Everything came back normal.
That is exactly the problem. And it is not your doctor's fault. These things are not on the standard perimenopause panel. But they are the exact 3 mechanisms making your flashes worse. Let me walk through what was happening in your body.
I was also running 5 days a week. I thought exercise would help.
The type of exercise matters enormously. High-intensity cardio, running, spinning, raises cortisol. And cortisol makes the hypothalamus more reactive. You were working hard and making the flashes worse without knowing it.
No one told me that. I was doing everything I thought I was supposed to do.
That is why I am here. Now let us talk about what actually works. 5 steps. I am going through them in order because the sequence matters. Number 1 is the one I promised you at the start. If this is giving you something your appointments have not, subscribe. 1 video every week. Real research. Real language. 5 steps ranked from helpful to the one that works directly on the trigger mechanism at the neurological level. Together, these are the most evidence-backed combination in the research for reducing hot flash frequency. #5, identify your personal triggers. Every woman has a set of individual triggers. Some are universal, some are specific to her. The research identifies 7 most common. And I guarantee there are 2 or 3 on this list most women never connect to their flashes.
Wine was mine. I had no idea. I would have a glass at dinner, and by 9 p.m. I was having 3 flashes in an hour.
Alcohol dilates blood vessels and disrupts the hypothalamus temperature signal within 20 minutes. Wine is the most commonly reported flash trigger in clinical data. The practical step: keep a 7-day flash journal. Time a flash: what you ate or drank in the 90 minutes before, stress level 1 to 10. After 7 days, the pattern is unmistakable. Remove the top 2 triggers first. Flash frequency drops within days in most women. #4, stabilize blood sugar, remove the cortisol fuse. Every blood sugar crash fires cortisol. Every cortisol spike makes the hypothalamus more reactive. What you eat and when directly determines how many times your hypothalamus crosses the threshold each day. Mayo Clinic, 2019. 33% reduction in hot flash frequency in women who followed a low glycemic diet for 8 weeks. No other changes. Blood sugar stabilization was the primary driver.
I was skipping breakfast. I thought it would help me lose weight.
Every skipped meal creates a blood sugar drop, fires cortisol, activates the hypothalamus, and increases both flash frequency and fat storage. The morning is the highest risk window. Protein within 45 minutes of waking, 30 to 40 grams, stabilizes blood sugar and lowers the cortisol morning spike before your day even begins. #3, cool your environment. The fastest way to reduce flash frequency is to keep your body temperature in the lower half of that narrow comfort zone. You are not widening the zone yet. That takes time. You are keeping body temperature away from the threshold so the alarm does not fire as often. University of Washington. 43% fewer nighttime flashes in women who kept sleeping environment between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The thermostat was the same, the sensitivity was the same, but the body temperature stayed below the threshold more consistently.
I started sleeping with the window open. Within a week, my nighttime flashes went from 4 to 2.
Cold water on the wrists when a flash begins also shortens it dramatically, from 4 or 5 minutes to under 90 seconds in most women. The cold cools the blood near the surface rapidly. The signal to the hypothalamus changes. #2, lower cortisol directly. Cortisol and the hypothalamus are in constant communication. Lower cortisol, the thermostat calms, the comfort zone widens, flashes become less frequent. Stanford University, 2021. 44% reduction in hot flash frequency from paced breathing, inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6, practice 15 minutes twice daily. Cortisol dropped 22%. Flash frequency followed.
I thought breathing exercises were for relaxation. I did not know they directly affect hot flash frequency.
This is not a relaxation technique. The specific pattern activates the vagus nerve, which directly suppresses KRH production in the hypothalamus. That is a direct cortisol intervention. Magnesium glycinate, 300 to 400 milligrams before sleep, suppresses adrenal cortisol output overnight, and resistance training, not cardio, reduces cortisol by 24%. Cardio raises it.
I switched from running to weights. That alone made a difference within 3 weeks.
#1, the sleep hypothalamus reset, the one nobody talks about. Here is what the research established in the last 5 years that almost no mainstream menopause content has caught up with yet. The hypothalamus controls your entire circadian rhythm, and the circadian rhythm directly regulates hypothalamus sensitivity. When your circadian rhythm runs on schedule, the thermostat goes through a predictable calming cycle at night. When the rhythm is disrupted, it stays activated. Flashes stay elevated around the clock. Menopause Science 2023. 39% fewer hot flashes per week in women with consistent sleep timing, going to sleep within 30 minutes of the same time every night, compared to women with irregular sleep timing. Consistency of timing mattered more than total sleep duration.
39% from sleep timing alone.
Not from a medication, not from a supplement, from sleeping at a consistent time. The protocol: sleep by 10:30 p.m. every night, including weekends. Morning light within 30 minutes of waking, 10 to 15 minutes outside, sets the circadian anchor for the day. No screens, 90 minutes before bed. Complete darkness sleeping environment. Room temperature 65 to 68 degrees. The timing of sleep resets the hypothalamus or fails to reset it. Miss it consistently, and the thermostat never fully calms down. Karen, 6 weeks later.
11 flashes a day to 3, 4 at night to 1. No medication, nothing my doctor prescribed. Just understanding what was actually driving it. I feel like someone turned the volume down on my own body. I did not know that was possible.
Karen's body was not broken. The information she had been given was incomplete. If that is you right now, that changes today. If this gave you something your appointments never did, subscribe. 1 video every week. And tell me, how many flashes per day right now? Leave your number below, come back in 6 weeks, and tell me where you are then.